Hello everyone, and welcome to Vanguard Versus, where we pit decks against each other. Hopefully we'll do this on a weekly basis here. To your left you can see me playing the Angel Feather Celestial deck, and to your right you'll see my good friend Lycan playing the Dauntless DOTE deck. The Celestial deck, of course, revolving around Zerachiel and creating just powerhouse columns with her limit break. As you can see here, first damage is being dealt. It was a draw trigger. And for the Dauntless DOTE deck, it seems to trigger more often than I've played with other decks, really. I don't know if it's the fact that draw triggers help replenish the hand more often, but you know, it seems to do its work. So as you can see, Lycan is going to use Conroe's effect. Counter Boss 1, retire it, search for a grade 1 or less Kagero, and place it in your hand. Usually, you want to search out Airmo with this, since it's a one-of in this deck, and it helps cycle out cards, because this Dauntless DOTE deck, it revolves around cycling your cards, finding the answers that you need, and just try and find your DOTEs, try and find your grades if you're grade locked. But he seems to be doing well here as he puts Airmo behind the Holm. And it looks like he's going to be attacking here soon. With this Celestial deck, you'll notice Nociel on the Vanguard circle. There are a couple of Nociels in the deck just to try and get Zerachiel in the damage zone, just so that her limit break and Hesediel's effect, which allows her to gain 3000 power. And as a grade 1 booster, that is significant. Even just a 9k by herself without the limit break is pretty good. So as you saw by his drive check, he revealed DOTE, and he used Airmo's effects right there. Ditch a draw trigger and draw another card. Yeah, just getting out useless cards basically from draw triggers, extra Dauntlesses, and so forth to try and get out, you know, more grade 2s, more boosters, more DOTEs, whatever it is it needs. And so, grade 2 ride is, I forgot her name, it's the 10k vanilla. Yeah, I played the deck so often, but I don't remember the name. But Raguel in the left column has a heal triggered for the drive check right there, and right into a draw trigger into damage for Lycan. And so now the power from that drive check went to Raguel, so that's 17. Going to Nahalm's 15, and he let that go, so that's 3 damage already. And so let's see what he does next. He does ride Dauntless, and let's see here. See with Dauntless, you know, with his limit break along with the end. You know, it depends on your situation on whether the attack hits or not. Of course, if the attack does not hit, of course you want to use Dauntless's effect. Dauntless's limit break effect, actually. But if the attack hits when you have the end riding on Dauntless, then you have a decision to make if you want to ditch 3 cards in order to save that extra end in your hand. Or do you want to use the end now and just basically it comes to just 10,000 power to the Vanguard. But as you can see here, he hit a critical for Dauntless's drive check, and Solidified Celestial and Hesediel both went to the damage zone. Hesediel is actually a good target for Peniel, the grade 0 forerunner for Angel Feather. And you know, you try to get really good units, whether it's Raguel or Hesediel, or possibly a grade 3, just to use Peniel's effect before it gets retired by, say, Kagero or Narukami or stuff like that. But as you can see, the Holm took out Raguel back then. So my turn, go ahead and road Ramiel, and then use Peniel's effect to bring out Hesediel. It looks like, yep. And then the top card was a draw trigger. I had to go face down due to Peniel's effect. And so my decision here is like I'm not going to use the Candle Celestial Sariel just yet, because you have to have basically 2 open damage in order to fully utilize her effect. Because you have to flip one face down for the counter blast cost, and then you have to search a card out, and then you have to choose one face-up card, and then put it into the drop zone. So you really don't want to leave just 1 damage open, because you're just going to send the face-up card that you put into the damage zone back into the drop zone. So here we have an attack here for, I believe it's 6, 11, 17, 19,000, because of course Ramiel gains 2,000 when attacking a Vanguard. So drive check, heal trigger, but no heal here, but power goes to Raguel, and another Hesedial goes to the hand. Heal trigger does activate for Lycan, so he heals that face down damage. So 17,000 it looks like is going to Nahalem, and he thought about it. See, the reason why, obviously, that I went to the rear guard is, of course, you don't want Dauntless to go into limit break. I didn't feel like I was ready for that break ride just yet. So now, Lycan, of course, only at 3 damage, decides to just call units out here. They're not riding just yet. Calls Gojo out there, but I don't think he uses it this turn. I think his hand is good enough to not use it just yet. And keep in mind that this is just the 2nd time that he has been playing with this deck. We had a practice match with this exact matchup before we recorded this, and he did pretty well with it, as Drive Check reveals a critical trigger. And I believe he gives the critical to the Vanguard and power to Nahal. Now in this situation, when you know that you're going to be dealing a 3rd damage with your Vanguard, it's best to give the critical to the rear guard, just so 1, they don't go into limit break because of that, and 2nd, it puts additional pressure on them from the rear guard, saying, hey, if you want to go into limit break, you're going to have to go to 5 damage. So otherwise you're not going to get your break right just yet. So, but he does give the critical to the Vanguard. Now I am at limit break, but the power from that drive check is now at 23,000 going to my Vanguard, and I think I recall that I didn't have any extra 5k shield to block with, in addition to a 10k shield, because I know I had at least a couple of triggers in hand, a couple 10k shields, and I did not want to use both of them just yet. So I think here ultimately I decided to take this damage soon, maybe, because you see me really struggling with this, because I'm asking myself, do I really want to go to 5 for this? And the answer is yes, because I only had 2 10k shields in hand. Wanted to save them for the eventual break ride that he's going to pull off. And so here we go, break ride with Zerachiel, bringing back the perfect guard to hand, and Arabaki goes to the damage zone from that. And now Sariel's effect, counter blasting Arabaki, getting Zerachiel in the damage zone, and dropping that extra Ramiel from there. Okay, so now this is where the Celestials are at their best. Zerachiel's limit break plus Hesedial's skills basically makes it a 12k booster just on your turn. So it gets ridiculous, really. And Zerachiel's effects, if you don't know, he gives 3,000 power to all Celestials on your side of the field, only during your turn. But still, it creates like really good columns. Like, let's say you have just 2 grade 0 Celestials on there, both with 5k power. See, that's 10k by themselves plus an extra 6k. That's 16k. That is still a good magic number to go against an 11k body Vanguard. So that requires at least a 10k shield from that. So that is still pretty darn good. So an attack here, this is for 36,000, and he decides to let that go. So critical trigger goes to the Vanguard, power to Sariel, and I didn't quite catch what the second one was, but draw trigger, power goes to Dauntless, and a second draw trigger also going to Dauntless. So now Dauntless is up to 21k. And with plenty of cards in hand, it looks like he'll be able to survive this turn. So with Sariel and Arabaki, that's going to be 26,000, I believe. 10k from Arabaki and 11k from Sariel, plus the 5k from the trigger. And he just only needed a 10k shield for that, instead of like 20k. So that's pretty good. Raguel and Hesediel both combined for 27k, but again, he only needed 10k for that guard. So he is good, and now he is in limit break mode. So I think here he accidentally calls a rear guard, but I just reminded him that, hey, you need to ride DOTE, as he does so here. Again, this is just the second time that he's played with this, so go easy on him. So he does realize that, and then here comes the end. Alright. So Dauntless drives limit break effect. Whenever a Kagero unit rides him, the Vanguard gets 10k power, of course, and he has an effect where after a Vanguard attack, you could discard 3 cards, and you could just stand the Vanguard. Simple, right? So here, of course I had to guard against this. This is 27, I believe. 27 against the Vanguard. I had to perfect guard that. A heal trigger, and I believe he gives the power to the Vanguard. He does heal 1. And second check. Another Burning Horn. So luckily I had 2 perfect guards in hand while he chooses his 3 cards. It was like a Dauntless and 2 Cuirassiers, I believe. Or maybe just 1 Cuirassier. I am not sure. At least 1 Cuirassier. So now he stands, and he still has that power from the Break Ride and from the trigger. So this is 26,000 to the Vanguard. So I pull out the second perfect guard. And so, let's see what he gets here. This is a Berserk Dragon and another heal trigger. But with his 4 damage against mine, he doesn't heal, but he gives the power to... Pretty sure he gives power to Burning Horn. Let's see. I think he did. So with Burning Horn, with 12 plus 5, that's 17. Plus Gojo 7 is 24. And so I had to use 15k shit for that. And now he goes after the rear guard for 18, but 10k will make that 19. So, my turn. So this is an interesting position. You see my hand is critical hit Angel and the heal trigger Celestial. Now, obviously I'm going to move Arabaki to the front. That's 13k on her own. The question is do I actually want to put that heal trigger into the rear guard circle behind Arabaki? Because with that, it's 13k from Arabaki attacking, plus the 5k from the heal trigger, plus the 3k from Sriracha. So that's going to be a 21k column. And I think about this for a second, but I realize, yeah, that is a good magic number for that. So eventually I do put that down there, maybe. Still thinking about it. But, you know, with Hesediel, it's just one of the best boosters in the game, in my opinion. Because it's so easy to turn her on with Sriracha in the damage zone. It's easy for Angel Feather to do that. So, as you can see, I counterblasted 2 Celestials, give Sriracha plus 5,000. So this is 31,000 to Vanguard. And I don't know how much he guarded for here. It's 25,000, so this is basically a 1 to pass here. And you see here, Arabaki have it first, and a heal trigger. Of course, step power is going to go to Vanguard, and we're going to heal 1 damage. And so he's going to take that here, which is Nahalem. And so now this is 21,000. Going straight to Vanguard. Let's see what he guards with. I'm pretty sure he guarded against this, obviously. So he needs 15k shield to guard against this. And he used Burning Horn and Tar. So that doesn't go through. So now this is 27,000. He's going to need another 20,000 shield for this. See, and this is the part where Celestials can really eat up your hand because of just so much power going through. And they hit the magic numbers pretty effectively, especially with Hesedial in the rear guard circle. You can consistently hit for at least 21,000 power, which requires at least a 15k shield to guard. And if it's the Vanguard, then you're going to need a lot more than that. So you use this Gojo's effect, discards Bar, which to be honest is actually pretty decent with the column with another bar, because that's 16,000. And you know, he eventually puts down the Lacosity Dragon, but it basically makes no difference other than just unflipping damage. But I don't think that's relevant this late in the game. So this is 17,000. I guard for a 2 to pass, and Kersei and Burning Horn as the drive check cards. And so now this next attack is going to be for 17,000. And let's see where this one goes, because I'm at 4 damage. And, you know, I think I have 3 cards in hand. Well, just 1 card in hand. And I decided to use that to guard it with, to guard Ragoelk with, because I need that column intact to put on pressure here. So this is 26,000. Going to Vanguard. And I don't know if he has enough guard to have enough shield to guard all of these attacks. So he decides to let it go. Adamantine Celestial and Sariel in hand, so no extra power. And of course the last card is a critical trigger. And that is the game. So thank you guys for watching. If you want more Vanguard versus, please hit the like button and subscribe. And we'll try to pump these out at least once a week. And we've got a lot more Vanguard versus to go. So again, thank you guys for watching. And until next time, we're out.